Greetings everyone, welcome to video number 25 in the project management series presented by Process Geekoid. Today's agenda will be going over reviewing the PMBOK process table as well as the 22nd process, which is the determine budget process. This process occurs at the intersection of the cost knowledge area and the planning process group. This is the last step in cost planning, and we anticipate to obtain a approved cost baseline out of this process from our sponsor and other stakeholders. As always, please subscribe, like, and comment, so let's move forward. Determine budget is the process of taking all approved estimates for each individual activity and work package and aggregating them into an authorized cost baseline. The cost baseline is a sum of all approved budget estimates for each control account plus contingency reserves. Keep in mind that contingency reserves are the money set aside for known accepted risks that we have taken into account. And also keep in mind that cost baseline is not the same as the project budget. When you see the word or hear the word budget on the PMP exam, understand that it is the following formula. Budget is equal to cost baseline plus management reserves. Keep in mind that management reserves are outside of the cost baseline and is money set aside for unknown risks. But the cost baseline consists of all the work package estimates plus contingency reserves. That's the key difference. So budget is cost baseline plus management reserves. Next, we have ITTOs for determine budget. And we have inputs. Cost management plan is an output from plan cost management. Scope baseline consists of project scope statement, WBS, and WBS dictionary, which is coming from create WBS process. Next input is activity cost estimates, which is an output from estimate costs. Basis of estimates is also an output from estimate costs. Project schedule is an output from develop schedule. Resource calendars is an output from acquire project team, which shows the time and days that the project team is available to work. Risk register is an output from identify risk as part of risk planning and shows all the types of risks and associated risk scores and costs associated with them. Agreements or contracts is an output from perform procurements as part of the execution of procurement knowledge area. It is the act of getting contracts signed by third-party vendors to do their part in the project. EEFs are market conditions, published commercial information. OPAs, organizational process assets, are existing formal, informal cost budgeting related policies and procedures, cost budgeting tools, reporting methods, lessons learned, and historical information regarding determining the budget. For tools and techniques, we have cost aggregation, summing up of all the lower level cost estimates associated with various work packages for a given level within the project WBS or cost control account. Reserve analysis is where we are analyzing the contingency reserves. Remember, it is money set aside for known accepted risks as part of the cost baseline. And management reserves, money set aside for unknown unknowns or unknown risks outside of the cost baseline. Expert judgment could be a schedule team or even an accounting team that will help us tie the schedule and budget together. And we need to make sure that we have budgeted accordingly and meet all accounting rules or even just overall policies and procedures to get the budget in place. Historical relationships are historical information used to develop model quantifiable parameters, scalable models. So basically we're looking at are there any other similar projects that was completed in the past and can be used as a basis for determining the budget of current project. This is analogous to the analogous estimates that we've been talking about in estimation, but this is more focused on historical data. Funding limit reconciliation is where we are comparing the planned expenditure of project funds versus any limits on commitment of funds for project to identify any variances between funding limits versus planned expenditures. We are reconciling the amount of money that was allocated for the project with an actual estimate. and basically bringing in line our estimates with the amount of money allocated. So we try to reconcile. We don't want to overspend our cost baseline. So we just need to make sure that we aren't burning and getting close to the baseline. We need to have some wiggle room. Outputs then are cost baseline. That's the key output here. Out of last step in planning for cost, taking all the estimates, is the approved version of the project budget excluding management reserves. And next we have project funding requirements, project document updates, which can include updates to the risk register, activity cost estimates, and project schedule. Next, I just want to review what the cost baseline will look like. So here we can see that it basically consists of all the aggregates of all of the work packages. Keep in mind that the budget is the cost baseline plus management reserves. And then you have, so you can see right here is the project budget consists of management reserve, cost baseline. That's the whole part of the budget. Cost baseline, however, is control accounts plus contingency reserves and work package cost estimates and contingency reserves. So you can see how separate that the management reserve is from the cost baseline. Cost baseline consists of all the work package estimates plus contingency reserves. This shows that also you see that the cost baseline is also known as the S-curve on the exam. So if you hear the word S-curve, that also is indicating that you are dealing with the cost knowledge area, specifically the cost baseline. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.